I am ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
All right. And it is, in fact, showtime. And it's a Tuesday.
Weird.
That's weird. What are we doing here? You guys get out of here. Feels weird. Feels good, though. 5 days a week, huh?
You're going to be seeing a lot of us, Mike.
I know. I like it. At least you guys are all handsome devils.
We're going to be drinking a lot of your Gatorade.
That's right.
Messing up your house.
That's okay. I'm Mike. This is Jay. And this is the Detroit Cast. Timko is here. Eric is here as well, of course. The whole gang, as always. And, yeah, it's our first go-around with what we announced yesterday, the big news, the Detroit Cast going to 5 days a week. And how does it feel? What?
I was telling Jay about this. I was just talking that a thing, the big announcement on the Detroit Cast today, yada yada, and a bunch of comments. And then there was one that, there's always the one. It's like, well, that's the big announcement, 5 days a week. They couldn't pay for 3. How are we gonna pay for 5? And it's just like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, there's always one clown in the bunch.
Anyway, it's funny to me.
Yeah. But anyway, we're doing it 5 days a week. Here we go. We're off and running. How was your evening, Jay? Anything exciting?
It's I had a crazy day today.
Today you did?
Yeah, we can get into that in a moment if you want.
Okay.
But it's going well. Just trying to figure out schedules here has been a little hectic, but
I bet.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I find myself saying that a lot. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, it'll work itself out as we go here. Well, yeah, everybody's schedule, we're trying to make it all work and doing the best we can, and it's a whole lot of, it'll work itself out. We'll figure it out. Just everybody just show up and we'll hit play and record and we'll go from there. Did you watch Donald Sterling? He had his big interview, and we watched some of it yesterday on the show on CNN with Anderson Cooper last night. You saw it, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a complete moron.
Did he help himself or did he hurt himself?
Well, I have a little different take on this. You said, and I've heard a lot of people say, God, where are his handlers? Get him off TV. Why is he doing this?
Usually they always say, shut the up, don't talk.
Yeah. Well, if you're that incompetent, don't talk. But I think anybody would say get out in front and apologize and take ownership of it. But a lot of people are saying just, wow, that was so bad that didn't help you at all.
You're making it worse.
I kind of feel like he could help himself by continuing to talk because the more you hear him, he sounds like a crazy old man.
Yeah.
And you almost start to dismiss it like, the guy's just kind of senile and insane.
He's really out of his mind.
Yeah.
You almost feel bad for him. I haven't heard anybody say that, but it's an interesting thought. Like, wow, just keep talking, keep going. The more you talk, the crazier you sound, and and
I'm sure that's not his overt strategy. I'm sure that, it's just he thinks he's helping himself, but in a strange way, he might be helping himself if he keeps talking because people will just start to go, okay, let's just help the man to bed and be done with it. Get him some juice.
Yeah, it's weird. I would think someone in his position with the money he's got, that he would be surrounded by lawyers.
Yeah.
That would be advising him like crazy exactly what to say. They'd have a game plan, but it doesn't look like he's got anybody around him. It looks like he's on his own, winging it.
Yeah, I think Anderson said during a break, he showed that was it. He's by himself. He doesn't have a bunch of representatives, handlers.
That's really strange.
Yeah. He's probably so egocentric. He thinks he can handle it himself and says, just, to lawyers, step back, I got this.
And you figure anybody that's worth close to $2 billion, they can't be an idiot. You can't be an idiot and
but
get
dude,
to $2 billion.
That's
I know,
what's
that's
killed
weird.
us the whole time is usually you have this assumption that if they've made the money, they haven't inherited it. They've got to be pretty smart.
They
They're
have to be
pretty
right?
well put together. God, you listen to this guy; he's just a moron.
He sounds worse and worse, and he sounds almost infantile.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the I don't know why I did that or said those bad words. They're bad words, and why did the girl make me say them? And it's like you're the billionaire running the Clippers. You sound like a 5-year-old. It doesn't make any sense. I can't make sense of it. I was taking notes of Anderson Cooper with him yesterday. Pages.
Yeah.
It was I couldn't write it fast enough, and I don't know what his hang up with Magic Johnson is.
Oh my God.
But dude, there is something.
He returned to him 4 or 5 times in the interview. I thought, all right, here's the part where he talks about Magic. No, he talked about it. Then he came back to him. Then he came
Talked
back
again.
Kept,
and again.
oh, you know, he has sex with all these women in every city. How is he a role model?
The AIDS. He got the AIDS,
AIDS.
and
And Anderson let it go like 8 times. Finally, he's like, he doesn't have AIDS. He actually has HIV.
HIV. Yeah. Did you pick up the time too when he said when he was trying to act like I was jealous? So how would you react? You say things in the heat of the moment when you're jealous, and he asks Anderson Cooper, haven't you ever been really in love with a girl? And you're asking the gay guy if he's ever been in love with a girl and then been jealous, and Anderson blew it off nicely. I didn't know how he was going to react to it, and I didn't know if Sterling had any idea.
No, so clueless.
But yeah, that there's definitely something, and it's funny. Magic Johnson, after this aired, was like, "All right, motherfucker, it's go time," and he's coming on CNN tonight to do an interview with Anderson Cooper. Okay. Yeah, so Anderson is getting killer ratings. He has to be from this. But yeah, I'm just amazed at what an infant he sounds like, just a babyish. I don't know, man. It's weird, and I still can't figure out what the V. Stiviano thing is, because the interview we saw with her, she had just left his house and was acting like I'm still his right-hand arm man thing. Remember that weird saying she had? And he's acting like
he hasn't seen her since.
Yeah. So I don't know. Someone is full of shit, but I don't know who. Is it worth watching any of this bumbling baby? Do you want to watch a few minutes of it, maybe? Sure. Or
it's so chock full of just ridiculous statements and just crazy dialogue that might as well throw some up.
Yeah, I didn't understand the Elgin Baylor stuff too when he accused. Maybe we should start there, where he's like, he accused Anderson Cooper of being the racist.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You're more racist than me.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I don't know how you got there, my man, but sure. I think it's coming up right in here. Here, we'll try this.
You got a plantation mentality, and then now in this thing, you're saying you feed these guys.
I think you have more of a plantation mentality than I do. You know what? And I think you're more of a racist than I am, because I'm not a racist, and I've never been a racist. And I'll never be a racist. I don't know what that means to have a mentality. You're asking me about questions. What do you mean a mentality?
Well, to have a plantation mentality is to feel like you own these guys. They're working for you.
Do I own them?
I don't know.
My players earn $100 million a year.
But again,
now, do I own them?
But in this tape,
some
you're
of them
saying,
own $50 million a year.
In this tape, you're saying I support them, I give them food, and clothes, and cars.
Well, I think I create opportunities for them so they can make $100 million. I don't give them anything, believe me. And those players could get that same amount of money anywhere else.
You acknowledge they earn it.
He has had a lot of work done.
Of course they earn it, and they work harder than any other sport.
Well, Donald Sterling says that he has
just babbles, man.
Yeah. I wonder how he feels today that he did on this little interview. You know what I mean?
Killed it, yeah.
Does he think that? Like, oh, yeah.
No.
You know a guy like him is used to being around people that are absolute huge yes men, right?
Mr. Sterling, you did so well.
That was fantastic. I mean, you couldn't have done it any better. I couldn't have...
You really changed public opinion on that one.
Exactly. But in this case, are people telling him that, or does he... I don't know. And then we'll play just a couple spots that I thought were entertaining. The one where he thinks the fans love him, the owners love him, and the sponsors, everything.
Look at the weird little hairs.
We're not there yet, so why should I, address that issue?
You haven't.
I don't want. Humiliated them. I don't know why I did it. I mean, it's so terrible.
I don't know why.
And
So you don't believe, though, that the owners would vote to have you removed as owner?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If they did, would you fight that in
delusional.
court?
We're not there yet, so why
Yeah, we are.
should I, address that issue?
You haven't thought
I don't
about
want to fight with my partners. We all do what we have to do in life.
it. You
I
sound-
love them and I respect them and whatever their decision is with regard to the disposition of my terrible words, then I have to do it, I think. The players don't hate me. The sponsors don't hate me.
You don't believe
The
players.
fans don't hate me. The media hates. The media, it's all the media pushing it.
Honestly, you really believe that?
I believe it 100%.
Great
I believe it
follow-up by
100%.
Anderson.
People
Really?
call me by
Really?
the thousands. And
People
give
call
me
him by the
support.
thousands.
You don't think
They
the
don't
players,
say I should have said that.
you don't think the players don't like you when the Clippers, when your team
Why
took off,
wouldn't they
reversed
like
their
me
jer-
when I'm respectful and and I
when
treat
they
them with
when they
dignity?
reversed their jerseys and didn't wear the
Well,
name
if
and they
one
wore
does
Anderson's
it,
black.
looking
then the
off
others
camera to
have
his
to
producer
do
like,
Is this
believe
for
this
real?
shit?
Well,
Is this
what do
for
you
real?
think? You think they're all going to walk off the team? They're all going to with it all. I mean,
He's
can
right
any of
about
us
this,
just stop working? We all have to work. We all have to earn a living. We all have bills. We may work for an employer we don't love. I contend that they love me. I do. I
You
do.
believe the players of the Los
Anderson's
Angeles Clippers?
absolutely beside himself.
Absolutely. They know it.
See, I think there's an argument to
keep
be made.
her 50% stake.
I think there's a good argument to be made to keep putting this fucker on everything.
Yeah.
Because then people just go, "Wow, he's just nuts."
Yeah,
and what he
he's
said was
81.
nuts, and he's delusional, and he's got dementia. Let's just move on from it.
Yeah. I'm starting to think, Jay, that you're right. That might be his best move, is to just keep blathering on camera. Nobody's ever said that before, but I think that might be true. That's his best bet. Now, we'll play two more clips here, and then we'll move on, I promise. Magic Johnson, and then I really am interested in your opinion of where he was going. Did you catch the part where he started to say something about African Americans and then stopped himself?
Yeah, he was going to say another racist statement for sure.
He was totally
Yeah.
going to go on a rant.
Yeah.
And I prayed for him. I hope he could
Here we go. Here's
see
the
America
magic.
One of the times.
release the
he
tape
goes to
that I
Magic.
sent.
Yes.
Did you hear?
Do you believe him, by the way? He claims that after this first came out, Magic called him and told him, "Don't make any comments, and I'll help you." Do you think that's total bullshit?
Yes.
Why would he even
Magic
say
Johnson, has made a public comment. What do you have something to say to him?
What could I say to him? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm hurt, but it doesn't matter.
You're hurt that he said that he spoke out publicly.
I'm hurt that he called me up and he said, "Don't do anything. Wait until you hear from me." Then somebody called me later and said he doesn't want to be involved. And then he released the tape that I sent to him, that I talked to him in confidence. I didn't give any interviews. You were my interview. I'm deciding if I like you. No, but I mean, here is a man who's, I don't know if I say this, he acts so holy. I mean, he made love to every girl in every city in America, and he had AIDS. And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him.
He went to his
I
synagogue
hope
and
he
prayed.
could live and be well. I didn't criticize him. I could have. Is he an example for children? Because he has money, he's able to treat himself. But Magic Johnson is irrelevant in this thing. He didn't do anything harmful to anybody, and I respect him, and I admire everything that he does.
Sounds like it.
I'd like to help even more if
He
you would
follows no
offer
line
me
of
an
logic
opportunity to help.
at any point.
No.
He just drifts around.
Yeah.
Minorities.
Magic Johnson had
I
said
like to
that
help
he would never
minorities.
attend a game while you were owner. Apparently, he showed up to a game today.
He would never what?
Attend a Clippers game as long as you were owner, and he came today
What?
to see the game.
He's there at the game.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
I don't think it's worthy of even discussing. Such a stupid remark. But he lulled me into waiting a week.
The AIDS.
You know what I mean? He said, don't do anything.
He told you. You're saying he told you not to say anything.
Yeah, don't do anything. I know the girl. Don't do anything. I'll help you. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting.
What you're saying is Magic Johnson called you up, or you called him up?
I don't know his phone number.
He calls you up when the tape broke.
I don't call anybody.
He called
I'm
you.
loyal to you.
He called you up when the tape came out, and he told you not to say anything?
Yeah.
Why did he say don't say anything?
He just said, wait, be patient, I'll help you, we'll work it out.
Why do you think he said that?
I think he wanted me to just do nothing so he could buy the team. He thought maybe the whole thing would be resolved in 2 weeks.
It's a ruse.
That's probably the only
Well,
point that Magic wants to come on and refute.
What has he done?
Because everything else, who cares what this guy says?
Yeah, he's a senile old man. Who cares? You're right. And then I think this is the.
He said every girl. Then he catches HIV, and is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. But what does he do for the black people? Doesn't do anything. You call up and say, well,
He's opened a lot of businesses in inner city neighborhoods.
The Jewish people have a company, and it's for people who want to borrow money and no interest. They want to give them a fishing pole. We want to help people. If they don't have the money, we'll loan it to you. You don't have interest, one day you'll pay us back.
So
I'm just telling you, he does nothing. It's all talk.
So are you saying that African Americans don't contribute to African American communities as much as Jewish people?
There's no African American. Never mind. I'm sorry.
What?
You know, they all want to play golf with me.
Sure they do.
Everybody wants to be with me.
By the way, Magic Johnson has a foundation.
Where was he going with that? What do you think? He caught himself about to go off again about something, and then he stopped himself and just went,
They all love me. They want to play golf with me. Those people. The coloreds want to play golf with me. They just love me.
God, what a character, man.
He is a piece of work. Jay, you've turned me around on this. I absolutely think he needs to keep doing interviews.
Keep talking.
He should just go on he should be on the circuit right now. He should be calling radio stations, just giving interviews left and right. He can't hurt himself. He's only doing himself a benefit. But the people that are talking about him, they're a lot of people are commenting now because of this interview they aired last night. Like, this guy's they're saying the opposite. He's got to shut up. He's toxic for the league. Do you really think it's possible for him to hurt the NBA? I mean, he's such a pariah. He's got...
No, the NBA did what they had to do quickly and swiftly.
Well, it seemed that way, but we haven't heard shit
the vote
since then.
Yeah.
Like, where is that vote? What's taking so long?
Supposed to be last week, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't remember
so.
hearing anything about when it was supposed to be, and I don't know why it would...
Well, I'm sure they didn't just shelve it. I'm sure it's in the works. I'm sure they're looking at it closely.
Yeah.
Lawyers are looking at it, whatever.
That's got to be it, right? Lawyers are looking over everything to find out, to make sure...
Yeah, they do it right, that the process is followed.
Well, it seemed incredibly fast, the whole thing. I mean, it wasn't 2 days before they had made a ruling and brought the hammer down on him. So I don't know. I love stories like these. I really do. They're so they pop up a couple times a year.
They just keep giving.
And they do. And I think the part with Magic will be great tonight. Maybe he'll address the AIDS. Those AIDS. Oh, those pesky AIDS. Oh, I got my AIDS again.
How he made love to all those women.
Yes. And he wouldn't answer the question. I thought it was interesting, too, when Anderson was asking him about his relationship with Stiviano, and he would not answer it. Kind of,
a gentleman doesn't talk about those things.
Too hurtful.
Yeah.
Why would that girl make me say those things? Why would she do that?
He did
to
use
me?
the phrase, she was baiting me, though.
Yes.
You know, he definitely
baited.
said that he was baited into talking about the black people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
wait, real quick, do you think because of this, because I was asking, do you think more...
Talk in the microphone.
Do you think more so that she should, like, this idea that she recorded him and sold this stuff? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, these recordings...
Bullshit.
Is it going to come down on her now more? It just seems like more and more it looks like he didn't probably even if he knew it was going
He
on,
says
you could
he didn't know. In
Right.
that interview, he says he had no idea that it was
Right.
recorded.
And even if he did, even if he was lying there, look at him.
Yeah.
My God, he could have forgot what happened 5 minutes ago.
That's-
Like, so
That's what he said right off the bat. The
Yeah.
perfect explanation.
Yeah.
It was
It
because
just
he
made me
couldn't
wonder.
remember things.
Here's why. Point. Here's
Yeah.
right here.
But do you think Jay, that I mean, she's gonna deal
well,
with this? I mean,
Wow.
you know, she has the two explanations out there. Is the one that she was recording with his consent, right?
well, then
we,
you could.
we knew
like
that
I
right
said,
off the.
couldn't you argue that even if he gave consent, he might not have known what was? My God.
I
but-
suppose, but the other argument we heard a bit ago was that she gave tapes up to other people and they're the ones who sold them. But that
Right.
still doesn't
Right.
explain why she was taping them, other than to say.
But
that
even in
consent.
her defense on that, she said she was taping him because he asked to.
Mm.
So she's trying to keep him safe by giving them to 10 close friends. Anyway, I
Believe
just
me,
wondered.
dude.
I just wondered if that's
I
coming
agree.
now.
It makes no
Trying to
friggin'
make
sense.
logic of
Yeah.
any of this is impossible. It really is. It just doesn't. Somebody. I don't believe he knew he was being recorded.
No way.
There's no way he would make comment like that. I mean, the fact is, we've never heard this guy's name. Unless you're a fan of the Clippers or live in Los Angeles, you wouldn't even know who Donald Sterling was. He's not someone that's a public guy. So I don't believe he would be making comments like that if he knew he was being recorded. Now, but whatever. I still love the story, and I'll absolutely be tuned in tonight on CNN and watching Anderson Cooper with Magic
Yeah.
and the AIDS. And, see where it goes from there. But I would love to know what his real hang-up with Magic is. If Magic banged one of his girls at some point, so there's something there. He could not let go of Magic Johnson.
He came back to him 4 or 5 times. in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I wonder if that's I like that because he's talking about all these girls that he's been banging, and so maybe you're right. Maybe he nailed one of them.
Who knows?
That
There's something there.
I like that.
He really has a hard-on for Magic Johnson, though. There's no doubt about it. And one of the things he points out, too, is that Magic doesn't do enough for children, doesn't give back to schools and this and that. But, Jay, I think you, on the other hand, do give back to schools.
I gave back a little bit to the community.
Did you
today.
give back to your community? Are you building goodwill throughout the city right now with the children's?
I had the opportunity to help in my daughter's kindergarten class today.
Today?
Yes.
And?
They have like a little helper deal where it's called centers, where the kids kind of move around the room and do different projects, and then
Okay.
after 30 minutes they move to another one. And
What kind of projects?
well, here's the project I had, dude. I had the snack project.
Ooh.
So I
man.
worked with celery,
Okay.
cream cheese,
Well,
and
that's-
pretzels. to
Boy, times
fashion-
have changed, man. It would have been cookies and
Well,
milk.
it would have at least been peanut butter back in the day, but
Yeah.
you can't let peanut butter
Oh,
in the
God
door,
forbid.
right? God
Yeah.
forbid.
Yeah, evil peanuts.
So celery, cream cheese, pretzels, and raisins.
Hmm.
What do you make out of that? You make butterflies.
What?
Yeah, you spread the cream cheese in the middle. Boom, the pretzels go as the wings.
The wings? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
and, then
yeah.
and then you make some antennas, and
Nice. That
then-
sounds like fun.
and then the kids take one bite of it and hate it.
yeah,
you know,
they don't
'cause
like
it's
the
cream
celery.
cheese and a celery.
Yeah,
you know?
that sucks.
And
celery
then,
stock.
yeah,
Ugh.
and then we worked on coloring a little booklet, and yeah,
Kids suck at coloring in the lines at that age. They're really lousy at that.
they are lousy, and,
You know?
and it was frustrating to see kids coloring celery red and blue.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wait, no.
that's not even realistic.
No, never. Nobody's. Where would they even get the idea?
One kid announced that it's Mexican celery.
Really?
He's coloring it red. He said it's Mexican celery. I'm like, okay.
What do you even say
Okay,
to that?
Tucker.
Yeah. Was that his name?
Yes.
Oh, Tucker's sitting out.
No, but the thing that
Tucker Sterling?
the thing that jumped out at me, dude, was just I wanted
Oh.
so badly, like 18 times during this half hour, to go, that's irrelevant. Just stop talking. That's irrelevant. Work on your celery. Focus.
Yeah. They get distracted
Oh
rather
my
easily.
God! Like, what's my favorite Star Wars character? What's
Where would that? Why would
guess
that
what
come
my
up?
middle name is?
cares?
Yeah.
Dang it, Jackson! Just
The celery, my
celery,
man.
put
Color
the-
the
the raisins. Put the raisins in the cream cheese.
dude. The teachers of America, especially when you're talking about grade school and young preschool,
The
kindergarten,
little
they're
kids.
saints.
This woman, seriously, her techer is a saint.
I would so be in jail like after a week. Would strangle
would-
a kid.
Look, man, after being there an hour and 15 minutes today, that was enough.
I bet.
That was absolutely enough.
Do you play favorites towards little Ella? Is
Of
it like-
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. You know
no,
that.
I helped her. I
But is it
helped her
like Tucker beat it?
Yeah, I
This-
colored the pretzel for her a perfect brown.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So hopefully she got the best grade on her little booklet.
Yeah, but they don't. It's amazing that anybody becomes a teacher. They don't make shit for money,
Yeah.
and they have to deal with people with the attention span of a gnat.
The
They
little
just-
ones, yeah. I can
they're
see why.
brutal.
I can see as the kids get older how you could create a lesson plan and just keep rehashing that year after year, and it would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Although then you have to put up with other attitudes and stuff as they get older. But the little ones, man, they're all over the place. It's
Yeah, they're rather hyper.
23 of them or something in there, you know?
Whoa, that's a
Unreal.
lot of kids.
One
Yeah.
teacher?
Yeah.
Really?
Do they always have a helper?
There's
It was just
there's an
your turn?
older lady in there a lot. I think she just volunteers and comes maybe a couple or 3 times a week for I think full days. So
Really?
she does have a lot of help. But yeah, this is the first time I ever pitched in. And, dude,
How did
I
you
don't
get
know.
roped into that?
Well,
Was Gab busy or something? So
yeah,
on
I
you?
looked at the calendar and I was like, all right, Gab could use some time
Yeah.
on some other things, so I'll handle this one. Plus, I failed on the bike thing. And I felt like,
did
you know
not
what?
fail
If
on the
I can
bike
show up at her school and surprise her.
Oh,
and-
she didn't know you were coming?
No, so
Oh,
she was
that's
so
awesome.
happy.
Oh, I bet.
It was fun overall.
Was it?
Yeah.
Even with the Tuckers of the world ruining your day?
Just
trying.
listen, Tucker, just shut up, man.
It's not about the Star Wars characters
Why
right
don't you
now,
wanna
my
guess
man.
his middle name? Like,
Oh, dude, I had to go all around the table guessing everybody's middle name.
Why?
I
Like,
don't-
how could you possibly know their middle
I
name?
don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Because they all quiz me on their first names, because that's hard enough, right?
Yeah,
I've just met you all. There's 8 of you.
yeah,
I'm doing my best,
yeah. Where's the hello, my name
Oh,
is?
there's none of that.
No. Oh man, I'd make them and staple them to him.
Seriously. So I'm happy to be back in a room with 2 adults. And
And Eric.
yeah.
By the way, that reminds me. Did you
I'm
hear?
dressed up. I got a dressed up shirt on today.
I
I'm
know,
gonna button
you
up
look
and
nice.
everything.
Yeah.
What's your middle name? What's your middle name?
We have to guess.
Let's guess.
Well, you know what? That's a funny
Tucker.
story. It's Michael, but I've had a long running joke with my buddies that I did not learn how to spell it until I was in Holland.
Wait.
I didn't know how to spell Michael.
It's the AEL,
Wait.
right? It
Yeah.
screws you out.
Yeah, I think
Something
right?
finally forced me when I
Wait,
moved.
you moved to Holland like 2 years ago.
Yes.
Holy shit.
You didn't know how to spell your middle name
No.
until 2 years ago.
I would never spell it. I would just put Eric M. Eric M. Fady.
Wow.
I also didn't know how to do my
Wow.
own laundry until
You
Holland
are
either,
an
actually.
absolute. You are Christmas. You're a gift every day. You are an
Donald
absolute.
Sterling.
Yeah,
I also didn't know how to do my own laundry until Holland either. I'd never done my own laundry until I was
yeah.
29.
Our buddy Derek is very proud of that fact. He's never done a load of
I
laundry
do
in his
know
life.
now, though.
Seriously, he's never done one through college. He would bring it
incredible,
home,
man.
and Margaret would
Yeah.
do it for him, and Heather does it now, and he's never done a load of laundry. He's extremely proud of that.
I respect that. I respect
Yeah.
that.
Deuced.
I kind of do too. Yeah, the deuce. I'm very proud of him for that. I respect it. I wish I could say the same.
It's a neat little quirky fact. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Good for him.
It's good. Never mind. Fine. It's good for him, but
You
it's,
can't announce you don't know how to spell your middle name until you're 28 years
Yeah,
old.
you can't
and
attach
expect-
the laundry thing to your middle name
Yeah.
thing and
Okay.
expect to get some respect. All right.
What popped up 2 years ago that made you
I-
finally figure out how to spell the most common name
I
given to
don't
boys
remember.
in the history
There
of
was
man?
something happened that I finally had to remember it. I think I was filling a bunch of
Had to
job
remember it.
I was filling out a bunch of job applications or something.
Yeah, haven't you ever done your taxes or filled
No.
out a Scantron sheet at school or
But
anything?
I just had to put M.
Mm.
Eric,
Right.
and my dad does my taxes, so.
Jeez.
So,
By the way, when you mentioned the kindergarten class with Ella and stuff, it reminded me in that interview. Did you see the part where Sterling was talking about
He's hurt so many people, including his family,
his
right?
own family?
Yeah.
Dude, was that hilarious when he started crying?
Yeah.
And do you think that's true that his granddaughter, get this, he says his granddaughter goes to class and they're passing out candy to all the kids, and every kid in class got their candy, and when they got to her, they said, "Sorry, we don't give candy to racists."
And that's hurtful to me.
It's very hurtful. It's hilarious.
This isn't quite the same. But in high school, when it was Bush, it would have been Bush Clinton voting, or not high school. I would have been 3rd or 4th grade when Bush
High school, 3rd or 4th grade.
when Bush Clinton was voting or whatever, that election in '92 probably or whatever. We had a school election, and I didn't know anything about politics, but because my parents voted for Bush or whatever, I just in the school election I voted for Bush. And when Clinton won, and they had the inauguration. This is gonna give me because I can't say it probably.
No, go ahead. Just finish your thought.
Inauguration.
Thanks.
So when they had it on the TV, everyone was able to watch it. Everyone was at lunch. Everyone was able to take a break, and the teacher wouldn't let me watch it because she said I voted for Bush in the mock election, so I couldn't watch Clinton getting put into office.
Were you the only one?
Yes, I just sit back in class and check. You voted for Bush in the mock elections, and I couldn't watch it.
Poor Eric, no candy for you. Oh my God! By the way, speaking of kids and whatnot, did you see the free lunch? This mom locally actually here, Amanda Keown of
Dowagiac.
Dowagiac, thank you. Dowagiac, yeah. I guess her kid they do these hot lunches. You could pay for lunch. Where we went to school, we were allowed to leave during. I guess not in grade school, but in high school. But I don't remember. I always packed a lunch. My mom always made a lunch for us, so I never had to buy one. Occasionally they would. Fred would announce, buying ice cream for $1. You could buy an ice cream sandwich or something. But these kids are all buying these hot lunches, and I guess this kid was short on the money, and so he did one of those, just gave him an IOU kind of thing. And it was like $2.45 for a piece of pizza, and he was 45 cents short. And so this worker, this cafeteria worker, went up there to him, took the tray of food out from his hands, and threw it in the garbage. He's like, "No food for you." Yes, because he owed like $1 or something. Jesus. And the mom got all pissed off, went to the school, and was like, "This is bullshit. What's going on?" And so I guess there were like 18 kids total in the school that owed money. That had run a tab, so to speak. Yeah. And so she paid $60 to clear all of their tabs for them.
See, that's interesting because I was gonna say I bet she's a deadbeat. I bet you that the kid was behind on paying for 6 months and this wasn't the first offense. But the fact that she paid for others suggests that maybe it was only 45 cents.
Yes. Yeah.
A little overzealous lunch lady.
Why would she throw it away?
I know, with a little kid, like. Well, not a little kid. I guess he's 16. But still, for a 16-year-old
he was small
kid.
For his age.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting nutrition. He wasn't eating.
But luckily, she went to McDonald's and picked up McDonald's for him, right?
Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah.
Got him a good, nutritious lunch.
Yeah, she felt bad, picked him up from school, and then took him to McDonald's. Perfect. But district officials come out and they've apologized if a student felt embarrassed. That wasn't the plan. I was like, well, of course they'd be embarrassed. You walk up in front of their schoolmates, take the tray out of his hand, and throw it. I would rather this goes in the garbage than in you, deadbeat. Good Lord.
You can have your food and your mom pays for money.
Kid's digging through the garbage. I'm starving.
Picture the kid with a fork in his hand. He's about to dig in, and there goes the tray.
Yeah, the tray's gone. Oh.
Poor kid. Poor kid.
Who's this lunch lady that's so high and mighty eat too?
Well, they said that the cafeteria employee does not work for the school, but is they contracted out exactly. But yeah, so she's paid their tab and says, I'm hoping that they can enjoy the rest of their school year and be able to eat lunch. Like, you didn't pay for the year's food. You just paid their overdue balance.
You're still gonna have a tab.
Now we're even, right?
Yeah, now they're even. It's pretty funny though, man. I don't know how I feel about it though. Like I get because the school is saying like, hey, listen, we can't have we got to foot this bill if these kids don't pay their tab, even if it's 45 cents. But I think it's a little over the top to take the tray out of a kid's hand and throw it in the garbage. I think that would have scarred me. I think as a child.
As if like his friends aren't gonna. You think his friends aren't gonna you're gonna be remembered that forever that they came up and just took your food from you.
I had an incident in
Don't forget, we're talking about like a 16-year-old. She probably got rained with a chorus of "Bitch." bitch.
Well,
We're not talking about a 6 or 7-year-old here.
Yeah, I keep wanting to think it's like
Yeah.
a 6 or 7-year-old, but you're right. It's
You know how other kids
16-year-old.
are though, Jay. Though I'm just saying, like the other kids, though, man,
Yeah.
they can be brutal, man.
I was I think 12 or 11. I was in it would have been grade school, I guess, and we had fried chicken or something, and I remember taking a bite of it and swallowing a chicken bone that got lodged in my throat.
Dang, man.
Yeah, like it was like this long, like 2 inches long, and it was stuck in my throat. And so the one of the ladies there working in the lunchroom, I'm trying to drink water at the water fountain. She's trying to give me the Heimlich maneuver, but she didn't know how to do the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh,
So
boy.
she's just wailing on my stomach, and I'm like, and I couldn't swallow. It was brutal. My mom, they called my mom to come pick me up. She thought I was faking to get out of school. And yeah, I swear to God, she was like, he's not stuck in his throat. He's faking. I was like, no, that's bullshit. Get over here and pick me up. They took me to the hospital. That's why they had to put the Kelly scissors like down my throat. They kept grabbing the chicken bone. They'd start to pull it out,
Damn,
and then
dude.
it would fall back down. Pull it out, fall back down. It was brutal, dude. I had to spend the night in the hospital. And, yeah, at some point in the night, the chicken bone ended up going down. But
So you passed the chicken
I
bone?
passed the chicken bone. Yeah, I swear to God. Yeah. Isn't it was awful. I couldn't eat chicken for the longest time.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I can imagine.
Don't swallow the chicken bones. It's brutal. It really hurts a lot. I'm serious. You don't want to do it. But like that memory is with me forever. I can imagine if someone had yanked the tray out of my hand and thrown it in the garbage. None for you. That would have scarred me.
I'm sure a lawsuit's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, I should have sued the one for the terrible Heimlich maneuver. I mean, come on. You don't just grab a kid by the waist and just start yanking on his stomach. It's not how the Heimlich is done. Anyway, what were we going on to?
Well, let's hit a couple sports stories.
Yeah.
real quick. Move
Actually,
into that.
after we left yesterday's show, Jay and I, Timco and I, were here till like 11 o'clock last night, getting all this stuff ready. So, dude, by the time Timco left and I turned on the TV, the Tigers game was over. So I didn't see a second of it. They were doing interviews with Porcello.
Yeah, Porcello pitched well.
I'd love to hear about it, but
he's 6-1.
dude, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's doing awesome.
Remember, was it at the beginning of last year whenever everybody was saying trade Porcello, right? Because he was the odd man out of the rotation.
Yeah.
It was, we have one too many, trade Porcello, and they ended up sending Smiley to the bullpen, and that worked out.
Yep.
Well, he's doing well. 6-1 on the
that's
season.
awesome. Is he going to have another season like Scherzer did last year? Is that possible?
I don't know, man. That was incredible. But this was an interesting game in that it was a close one going into the 8th, and Kinsler, our new guy, hit a 2-run homer, and that put us up 4-1. And 2 pitches later, Bud Norris, the Baltimore starter, who had great control the whole game, was pitching a real nice game, ends up plunking Torrey Hunter. With a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Where did he hit him?
Hit him in the ribs, man.
Oh, God, that would hurt.
He actually, it's funny, I've never seen a player say this afterwards. Usually they're just like, you just take it and that's part of the game.
Part of the game,
and they go to first base and they act like it doesn't hurt. He goes, get in front of a pitching machine. I want all the people out there to get in front of a pitching machine, put it on 94, and just hold your ribs up and take one.
What a great comment.
I know.
Awesome.
I thought of Happy Gilmore sitting there getting ready for the season.
Yeah.
That's right. Days of triumphs.
So
That's hilarious.
Osmus also commented that it looks odd after a home run. The coach goes out and all of a sudden the guy gets drilled.
Plunked, yeah.
So the bench is cleared. There wasn't a big fight or anything. But what was interesting in the
the dumbest part of sports, by the way, the bench is
Yeah.
clearing in baseball.
Yeah, and
Please
everybody
pussy
kind of-
fight.
yeah, exactly.
Slap and tickle.
but in this one the ump touched Torrey Hunter's face.
What?
And I don't have the picture with me right here. This paper doesn't have it, but he reached up and touched his face, like calm down,
Seriously?
Yeah, and which
Wow.
really outraged a lot of guys because they aren't allowed to, touch
you
umps
can't
at
even
all.
breathe on an ump. Yeah.
You're absolutely suspended if you breathe on them.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if anything's going to come out about that. And
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
there are pictures out there of him just touching his
Yeah.
face, like calm down, man.
Wow, I'm
And Hunter's
surprised
kind of
that he
looking
would.
at him like, what are
Yeah.
you doing, man?
Hunter's a Yeah, I would, of all people. I wonder why they would go after Hunter. He's like the nicest guy in baseball too.
Just
of
the
all
timing,
guys.
you know?
Yeah. He was the next batter up after Kinsler. Yeah, that's
Kinsler
funny.
just wailed it, and that kind of put the game out of reach. And yeah, there we go. There's the picture.
Oh, that's funny.
Hunter's got his mouth wide open.
Yeah.
And the ump is just kind of going, "Hey, just quiet down, calm down."
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
if a player did that,
God.
instantly suspended, thrown out of the game.
So the Tigers are moving forward. They're looking pretty good still.
Yeah.
And
what was I going to say about Torrey Hunter? Shit. I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, 6-1 for Porcello. That's great.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're playing again today. I think they're on a streak right now. They got like 1 day off in the next month. They were bitching a week ago about all those days off because of weather and scheduling things, and they were all upset. It was disrupting the rotation. And
the 15th, this Thursday, is their only day off for the rest of the month.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
dude.
That's awesome. And then you were telling me about the new Lions player that we drafted too.
Yeah,
Van Noy.
We don't want to rehash the whole draft thing again, but we don't want to move on from it without mentioning who our second round pick is engaged to.
Yeah. He's engaged. I thought it was his girlfriend. I didn't know he's engaged.
It's always interesting when you hear about these guys and who their wags are. You know, the wives and girlfriends of these guys.
Right.
I've never heard that before.
Dude, the wags of international soccer players. If you ever want to see some unbelievably hot women, those are the guys who get them. But
I like that. I've never heard that before.
I haven't either, actually.
This guy is engaged to a chick that most people will remember, Miss Utah.
Okay.
Who had a stellar pageant answer, and Timco's pulling it up right now.
What year was she Miss Utah?
I think it was last year. Wasn't this last year? It was the Miss USA pageant.
Oh my God, I'm looking at it. Miss Utah USA gives worst pageant answer since Miss South Carolina, or South Dakota, Carolina. Yeah. So obviously this is a bummer of an answer. I'm trying to remember which one it is. There's been a few of these that have made horrible answers.
It's just one of these complete brain farts.
So funny.
So here she is reaching into the fishbowl. She grabs her question.
Judge number 3, Nene Leaks. Your question, please.
A recent report shows that in 40% of American families with children, women are the primary earners, yet they continue to earn less than men. What does this say about society?
I think we can relate this back to education and how we are continuing to try to strive to figure out how to create jobs right now. That is the biggest problem, and I think especially the men are seen as the leaders of this, and so we need to try to figure out how to create education better so that we can solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Utah. Thank you so
much. Awesome, huh?
Wow. And that is why men make more money. Wow, that was an incredible answer.
Yeah.
She didn't have any idea where she was going. There is no worse feeling, by the way, and doing
just
what we
completely
do.
losing your train of thought.
Dude, it happens. It's happened to me in this show today. Like, it sucks. It's the worst feeling of being on the national stage like that. That was a brutal answer.
But there she is. Do you forgive her?
I do. I was just going to say, looking at that body, though, yeah, she's forgiven. It's all fine. Marissa Powell. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
But
she's an idiot. But she's gorgeous.
Here's what these chicks do, I guarantee, is they have handlers or people preparing them, and they look at what's going on in the world, and they try to fit it into like 8 or 10 different subjects, and they're trying to foresee what the questions might be, and they try to then, all right, we're going to funnel this into, the gay rights thing, and we're going to kind of memorize some bullet points that have to do with that. And
Totally.
she just got on the wrong silo of bullet points, I think. And she knew she did, and she tried to jump to another one, and it was too late.
She was hoping to God it wasn't going to be that question. It would be one of the other 9 that it could
About
be.
education. That she could just start.
She's going to force it in there. She's going to shoehorn it into education.
Jobs and education.
Well, it all comes back to education and for man and women, and that's education. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Miss Utah.
So look for her around town.
Yeah, she's hot. Age 21 last year. Westminster College. Well, where did he? I wonder how he met her. Did they meet?
He's
at,
BYU.
So BYU, yeah. So they would have met right. They're probably known each other for a while, I guess. But yeah, she's gorgeous. I wonder if she likes him because he's a football player. One guy she definitely won't be able to land though, I'm guessing, is even though she likes football players and is gorgeous, I don't think she'll be able to land Michael Sam.
No chance.
Yeah, it's just a thought. But boy, they talk about sudden impact with Sam. He has certainly made sudden impact. Can you believe the?
And this is the first openly gay football player who was drafted last week.
Exactly, who was drafted as a mercy pick, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
I really, honestly, dude, I believe if he doesn't come out as a gay football player, I don't think he's drafted. Don't.
It's probably a good call. Yeah.
I mean, who knows for sure? There was talk that he went basically where they thought he would go, but he's the only thing people are talking about. And every move he makes is being thrown on the TV and computers and dissected by the Detroit cast to CNN and everyone in between. It seems a bit much, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, your frustration is that it's a social issue that's infiltrated your sports, right?
Totally.
That sort of reminds me in a completely different way of Tim Tebow. A guy not at all the most talented quarterback. At all. I don't even think he's in the league anymore, is he?
No.
Okay,
no.
He got cut by the Jets or whoever he was with last.
Yeah.
But all we heard that season was about Tebow. Because of his because of his beliefs and his approach to things and so forth. So here we have another social issue with this guy, and it's going to consume the season. And it already is. I think we saw jersey sales. What?
Dude. Yeah. Okay, so the hottest selling rookie jerseys, right? What do you think number one is?
Eric, what do you think?
Number one jersey
Obviously, it's got to be, right?
You mean no? He's not already.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Johnny Manziel.
I just didn't think I wouldn't say that. I was just thinking already that he would be up there. I was going to say like
everybody's excited about him.
I was going to say like
the hottest selling rookie jersey in the NFL is Johnny Manziel. The second best selling, Michael Sam. What? A 7th round pick who there's a very, very strong, probably likely, it's more likely that he won't even make the roster. And I'm starting to wonder, is it possible that they would keep a roster spot on an NFL team for this guy simply because he's gay?
I don't think
Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible.
I'm starting to think that there's a possibility of that.
Yeah.
And if not, if they end up cutting him, is it possible that people would cry discrimination?
Yes.
That's insanity. Doesn't it? I mean, but I think you're right.
I think they picked him with the idea that he will be on the team and they are going to reap benefits for looking progressive, and that's the deal.
And people are already aligning themselves to this story and using it politically. Things like this Senator Claire McCaskill, who's a Democrat in Missouri, she's endorsed this message. It says her Twitter, Michael Sam could still be fired for just being gay according to Missouri law. Let's fix that in Jefferson City.
My God.
And I guess under current Missouri law, the way it is, an individual can be refused employment because of his or her sexual orientation. So technically, by law, the Rams could fire him because he's gay.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be a twist of the story? I don't want no homo on my team. He's out of here. According to Missouri law, it's all within my rights. I guess there's a bill before the Missouri legislature that would protect Sam and others in the LGBT community from workplace discrimination. So there's good news about that. They say the impact he's having and bringing issues like that to the forefront, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But they say there's also not so good news. Why are some people so shocked that Sam kissed his boyfriend after being selected in the 7th round? Are they embarrassed? Are they wishing they lived in an alternate universe or a different century? Have they paid absolutely no attention to what is happening in the U.S., with 18 states and the District of Columbia closing in on 40% of the nation having legalized same-sex marriage? That means 60%. Okay, great, 40% is on board for it. That still leaves 60% is going, I don't know if I'm super comfortable with this. So, I mean,
And the 60% is uncomfortable to speak out because you're automatically pegged a bigot.
Absolutely.
And
You're
the 40%
Neanderthal.
has the easy argument. Well, we're progressive. We're open to everybody having the equal rights. And it's a very easy argument to slide into and support and wear a jersey and look at me and I get goodwill personally because I look like a progressive guy.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
But to speak out against it, you're automatically labeled as
a bigot, yeah, and a homophobe and a Neanderthal, and so people are absolutely scared to death to say anything negative at all, and we're seeing it now. Guys make tweets that are just kind of they're not even actually saying anybody's name or anything, but people know kind of what they're talking about, and it's just immediately the hammer is brought down. The kid from Miami, the Dolphin who went OMG and horrible, I guess he said about it, and they immediately, he's fine, he's off the team until he goes to sensitivity training and blah blah blah. It's like, God, really? This Mississippi basketball player, Marshall Henderson, boycotting Sports Center till this Michael Sam nasty shit is off. Okay, which sounds like a nasty comment. My brothers are 7 and 11, and they saw that. Sickening. Now, what he was objecting to was the fact that they put a camera and ESPN is zooming in on this face with him and his boyfriend tongue-kissing each other.
And then feeding each other cake.
And then stuffing cake in each other's face. And ESPN's eating it up. They got the cameras there. There's no other 7th-round pick they have cameras there. It's strictly because he's gay, and it's a shock value. Oh, get the gay guy making out with tongue with his boyfriend, throw it on camera. Well, look how progressive we are. Look how progressive we are. Well, I don't care if it was a guy and a girl. I could see guys having that same reaction. Hey, listen, my 7-year-old is in the room. I don't want him watching this guy making out with his chick tongue on ESPN. Why does it have to be because he's a homophobic and everything else? But that's the world we're creating, and it's like jump all over him. Oh my God, what a horrible person! Blah blah blah. Jones, the Dolphins guy, was fined, suspended, and told to go to sensitivity training. As for Henderson, he's the Mississippi basketball player. The Ole Miss athletics director said he was extremely disappointed, and Henderson claimed his tweet was part of a friend's psychological study. Apparently, we talked about that the other day. But are some people really that surprised that a gay man would kiss the boyfriend to celebrate one of the happiest moments of his life? Or are they more shocked by where they saw this kiss? It was ESPN. Was the sports network's key demographic just not prepared for this jolt of reality? ESPN has shown a man-to-man kiss before, but that was Isaiah and Magic on the cheek, blah, blah, blah.
That's the one they referenced?
Yeah, that's
really,
the one.
you're comparing that?
I know, yeah. The two guys kissing on the cheek before the finals in '88 or whatever. This one was for real, and young men living in our macho sports culture who watch ESPN night and day might as well get used to it. It could have been the first time they've seen two men kissing on the sports network. It likely won't be the last. Okay, great. Like, seriously, stop it. But this is look at that. There's the picture of them making out. It's plastered on every TV in the country. It's plastered on every newspaper. It's absurd. It's getting ridiculous, and I'm tired of this being thrown in our face like, you accept this right now without any thought, or you're an asshole and a piece of shit. Sorry.
Accept it, majority.
Accept it, or you're a bigot. Admit it. You're a piece of shit. You're going to sensitivity train. Hey, relax. Back off. You know what? There's a lot of things I'm uncomfortable with. I don't care that the guy's gay. I really don't. Good for him. I hope he makes the roster. But you know what? It's not fair to just automatically expect that the whole effing world is on board and right on team gay all of a sudden. But that's what they want us all to talk about. And I know it's an uncomfortable conversation, but it's like, good Lord, you bring it on yourself when you force it on everybody and stick a camera in everybody's face and a microphone and demand to know that everybody's on board with this. We're all cool with this, right? Yeah, great. Guy's gay. Let's all go buy his jersey. What are you going to do when he doesn't make the Rams? What are you going to do with your jersey then?
He'll make the Rams.
Dude, I honestly, 4 days ago, I would have said that not in a billion years would a team have a player strictly for that.
Well, wasn't it the Rams?
The goodwill that they could get in the public eye for having a a gay player on the roster, but I'm starting to think you're right, dude.
Well, didn't you reference yesterday that they came out and they made reference to the African American guy that they first drafted, right?
Jeff Fisher did, yeah, the coach.
So they're likening it to that. This is a progressive moment for the league. They're hanging on to him. He's made the team.
That is unbelievable.
There's going to be some resentment in the locker room for not just that, but I think the over-the-top approach the guy took on camera. I think it very much started out with guys, I'm sure 99% would have been like, whatever, he's gay, but that could be looked at as him kind of thrown in people's faces, so to speak.
Yeah. Which he's all along acted like he doesn't want to be the face of. He doesn't.
Right.
It's all about me as a football player. Well,
but here we are feeding each other cake and.
Yeah, you're going over the top. I mean, you don't have to let cameras in your house. No other 7th round pick. And I understand it's kind of a big moment and all that, but honestly I would have expected Michael Sam if he was really behaving as his words were. I would have expected him to be super low-key about things, totally aware of the fact that, hey, you know what? This is a big moment. It's a progressive thing. I want to be aware of how I'm presenting myself and my community, and not everybody's going to be cool with this, so out of respect for the majority of the country who really can't say it, but I would have thought he would have been more like that.
That's what it sounded like his attitude was.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it wasn't.
Anyway, I don't know. I hate when things are thrown in your face like that and left to be, you be on this side or else. And it's like, don't pull that shit. I'm not gonna play along with it, and nobody's gonna fire me. So deal with it. Sorry. Well, and on that note, on that happy note, why don't we take a break, and then when we come back, have you seen the Jay-Z video?
No, I haven't, but I've heard about it.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's great. Jay-Z and
Beyonce's sister.
Beyonce's sister Solange.
Solange, I think you're right.
Solange, Orangelo, Solange, and Lamangelo, I think. There's that one, and then we've got to be on the lookout for Casey Kasem too.
Oh, keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, we're looking for the girls in Nigeria and Casey Kasem. None of which can be found apparently.
Yeah, if you hear the voice of Shaggy anywhere, let us know.
Zoinks. We'll hit all that next on the Detroit Cast.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right. The quickest break in Detroit Cast history. I forgot when we started this show, as we were saying, we're trying to align everybody's schedules as we shift to this 5-day-a-week thing. And Tim Coe's going to miss a few days coming up. Eric had to adjust some things, and Jay, you've got to be out of here literally right now. You got to go, and so I figured, hey, turn it back on. Let's go back, and so we can sign off with you, and we'll kind of wrap things up here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I did want to encourage people to continue sending us emails, and as of right now, Tim Coe, we're still just doing the DetroitCast at Gmail, right? For the moment.
We're ready, but let's
okay.
stick with it for now.
So if you want to write us a line about anything, how much you hate us, love us, whatever, just send it to the DetroitCast @gmail.com. And we do read them all and whatnot, and we've got a few, and I figured I'd read them real quick just to encourage more of you to write us about, like I said, anything we're talking about, anything you'd like us to talk about that we haven't, or whatever your comments may be. The milking episode. Hey guys, just wanted to drop a quick line. The show is still fantastic. Jay's a great addition. That Eric milking episode was fucking classic. I know it might be expensive, but you should have Eric call a phone sex line and talk with one of those gems and see how long it takes before she laughs at him. Keep up the good work, Anthony.
Hey, I got one thing before you move on from the milking episode. I had a buddy describe what he was looking at in the pictures. I told him, dude, you got to check out the picture of this kid's nipples, and we wrecked this kid's nipple. He described it as, oh my God, it looks like soggy cauliflower on a bed of genital warts. I thought
it does.
I thought it was perfect. El Prez. El Prez came over that.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, Bill,
soggy
I love
cauliflower on a bed of genital
Where is
warts.
Ogden right now?
He's in Seattle. Or,
He is?
He's in Oregon.
Oregon. Well, hello, Bill. He's such a great dude.
Yeah.
He writes me every once in a while, and I'm terrible about getting back to anybody, but
Buddy of mine from law school,
yeah.
huge Spartan fan, always
Oh,
traveling
my
around with the
God.
Spartans.
I fear he's going down a scary road where he's
the
gonna,
Johnny Spirit
yeah,
road.
he might be taking over for Johnny.
We'll keep him on track.
Well, yeah, and we should address that when we have more time at some point.
What? you have a buddy that you're worried he's going to start dressing up? And
Well,
It's a long
Okay,
story.
yeah,
We'll get
okay.
into it when we got time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, El Presidente's a good dude, and I'm sure he's listening. So, you asked for it, dick nuts. This is from Brian, one of our fine listeners. Just getting up to speed on the podcast I missed while on vacation, and on 84 you solicit feedback. Mark sucks, of course.
Mark.
Okay. Thank God none of us in this room are named Mark. Otherwise, that might be offensive or hurtful. Lots of room for improvement here. Does sarcasm come across in email? Love Jay and his law-taking perspective. Genius addition to the show.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So you must be Mark. Then.
Yeah, you must be Mark here.
Just by process of elimination.
Oh no, it could be the guy that's freaking been referred to as Mark multiple times out of his career, Mike.
He's pretty.
My name's Eric. His name is Mark. How can that?
All right, you'll get yours. Relax. Hold on. He was pretty raw at first, but he's quickly coming up to speed for Jay, so he's happy there. Eric's getting much worse. Better.
I couldn't seem to go either way. I easily could have seen it go either way.
He all caps much. Eric's getting much better. Love how jealous he is of Jay.
That's not an act.
I can understand. If I spent years honing my craft and some asshole just decides he's going to give it a whirl and instantly gets promoted above me, I'd be a little pissed too.
That's so right on. I love it.
Because the laughter in the room, I don't know if you heard that all, but just so we're clear, I love how jealous he is of Jay. I can understand. If I spent years honing my craft and some asshole just decides he's going to give it a whirl and instantly gets promoted above me, I'd be a little pissed too.
Well said,
That's
Brian.
hilarious, dude.
Funny and true. You might ask.
Oh, my God. I've been meaning to write in, but was motivated by your request from 84. Your shows keep getting better and better as the chemistry is starting to percolate. Your podcast has moved to the top of my rotation, and I look forward to each new release. I'm still listening to 84, which I believe is the one where you detail how we make money plan. I'm looking forward to paying for the podcast. I think it's worth it. Keep up the good work, Brian.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. With that, Jay, beat it. I know
Gotta
you gotta
go.
All right,
See you
buddy.
guys.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, wow, you're right.
And you don't go anywhere, Eric. Jay, Timko, you don't go anywhere either. We should watch this Jay-Z video. I wanted to play it for Jay. Have you seen this yet, Eric?
I haven't.
Yeah,
Dare I slide over to Jay's side so I can see?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's funny, dude.
Close the door. Don't let the cat get in here.
Jay just screamed at Eric, "Get out of that chair!" Yeah, here's the TMZ released this, and there's some hoopla here because this was at a hotel in Vegas, the Standard Hotel, or no, not Vegas. I'm sorry, New York City, and they're really pissed off. There you go.
Oh shit.
they say that this footage leaked, and it appears to be Jay-Z and Beyonce's sister, and she is kicking the shit out of Jay-Z in this elevator. The security guy, his security has to jump in and like separate them, and Beyonce is right there and doesn't do a thing. She doesn't move.
I have heard about this. I just did not watch it yet.
Yeah, check it out. Unfortunately, there's no audio. It's just video because it's just a security camera and elevator. But there she is.
Yeah.
She's in his face right now. And she's swinging at him. She's like going after him. Knocked his hat off.
Oh.
What the fuck could she have?
My God.
Look at him. He almost took a swing right there.
You're right. Enough. There was almost a swing.
Look at Beyonce sitting right there down at the bottom. She doesn't do a thing. I'd love to know what the hell.
Oh my God. And she is. I mean, wow. Look at her. There's that kick right in the groin.
Still,
there.
Yeah. The security guard has her, and she's kicking at Jay-Z.
Oh my God.
The over's already moving.
What's
what
that?
Can they even?
Let's say just the elevator's already moving, so security guards like fuck, open the doors, you
know,
kind of thing. That's why it's going on.
Look at him pushing buttons frantically. Yeah. Just open the door, get this bitch out of here.
Have they said anything? Have they come out and? Because Mike, this isn't one of those ones where you could just kind of come out and be like, oh, it was just a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? Like they're press people.
Yeah, and you can't get a more quiet couple. They're not
right.
I mean, as you can't get a bigger celebrities than Jay-Z and Beyonce. There's big of stars you can get in the world, but that said, they don't seek out the public eye as far as little petty things. They're not, they take the public, that comes with what they do for a living.
They're very precise about what they do.
Yes.
Things they put out.
They don't just get out. They don't go to restaurants where they know the TMZ is going to be. So the fact that this video is out there has got them livid, I'm sure. The hotel is absolutely talking about getting to the bottom of it and how it leaked out. But
it doesn't matter. It's out there now.
And I would love to know what the hell, because it's the fact that Beyonce doesn't react at all. She's kicking the shit out of your man.
Right.
Like,
and it's
your sister, Solange. It had to have been something where she's defending Beyonce, right? Like Jay said something about Beyonce.
Could be. Yeah,
right?
but that's what I'm looking here. Like if you watch at the start, she's bitching at him as she comes in. I'm trying to see. So she must have been bitching out in the hallway. Waiting for the elevator.
And it's intense.
It's not. They get in at 18 and they only last till 12.
Move your hand there, Jay. When she first walks in, is she bitching? She's bitching like as she walks through the elevator.
Look at her manner, kind of. Right
oh
there.
yeah. Yep.
She's finger up. Yeah.
What goes flying here? Is he wearing a hat?
Yeah. Glasses, is it a hat?
Something goes flying here, right there.
Oh yeah.
Is that her purse or?
I think he.
I thought maybe sunglasses. You know, he tends to wear sunglasses inside.
Sunglasses.
True. That's weird, man. It's weird.
It's intense. I mean, that is not even just everyone gets into arguments once in a while with your buddy, maybe, or somebody, but that's a full
imagine your girlfriend's sister, like, literally swinging at you like that. Like, that's crazy.
Oops. And you're Jay-Z.
And
your girlfriend's Beyonce.
Yeah, I don't know. I want. Unfortunately, with this couple, knowing what we know about them, I fear we'll never know what that was about. Yeah. Most couples, I think you would be able to tell.
But if they put anything out. You know what I mean? Even if they put anything out, because they're going to be asking the publicist and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you could answer. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you could maybe say, oh, it was just, it wasn't as bad as it looked, or, I mean, it's as bad as it looks. I mean, how could it not be?
Yep.
See, this is that other video we found, Mike, which is them leaving the hotel apparently after that happened. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's Solange, there's Beyonce, there's Jay-Z.
Yep. Security's between them.
Yeah, so whatever happens, they're... what they're thinking right now.
Yeah, they realized how much money they have in the bank, and they calmed everything down. Clearly it strikes me as someone sticking up for their sister. Why else would Beyonce just stand by?
Yeah.
If that was just an argument between Solange and Jay-Z about the Clippers game last night, I would think that Beyonce would be going, hey, whoa, break it up, you two.
Right.
But it strikes me as someone that
like she was,
maybe he said something about Beyonce or to Beyonce that really set the sister off for some reason. That's what it looks like anyways.
Well, in this video here, they left in separate vehicles. I didn't watch it all the way to the end. They leave in separate vehicles, so who knows? Beyonce.
Oh, they did. Yeah, because look, you're right. At the end, Jay-Z even almost like he kind of takes Jay-Z even a little bit and kind of says, "No, we got another one for you," almost or something.
Yeah, because Solange and Beyonce get in the first one.
Right.
Jay-Z gets taken over to another one.
Maybe they're like the president, where he doesn't fly with the vice president ever, just in case there's an accident. Maybe Beyonce and Jay-Z travel separately, just in case.
The power couple of hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Heaven forbid. I mean, you're right. Imagine if Jay-Z and Beyonce died. Well,
dude,
hip hop would be done.
You can't have it.
Just would be over with.
So maybe they take separate cars.
That's
everywhere.
very, very possible. The idea.
The other interesting story today. I love this one. Casey Kasem. The Casey Kasem story has been so weird for so long because he's poor guy. He's got advanced Parkinson's that he suffers from, but there's been this ongoing fight between his wife and Casey's adult children, and it's been going on for years. And they wanted to see him, and the wife would say stuff like, he's not in any condition to see anybody. He's not seeing guests, even family. And the kids were going to court, literally trying to get to be able to see their dad. And even though he's in this, he's not all there and whatnot, they still wanted to see their dad, which you can understand.
Of course.
But now a judge yesterday ordered an investigation into the whereabouts of Casey Kasem after an attorney for the ailing radio personality's wife said he had been removed from Los Angeles without his children's knowledge.
I thought even it said, was I wrong? I thought even they were questioning if he was out of the country even.
Maybe. They said he's been removed from Los Angeles. What, did they put him in a box and ship him somewhere? It makes him sound like he's an inanimate object or something. Oh, my God. It's weird. But I can't hear the name Casey Kasem without definitely wanting to hear him go off about what does he say?
It's the records,
ponderous,
right?
Man, fucking ponderous.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking.
The countdown will begin this Sunday afternoon at 1, right here on the radio station you grew up with, Music Radio 138. Oh fuck! What the hell's going on here? Jeez, well, isn't it the last hour? We got another hour to do. Jeez, I thought we were almost finished. Good golly, Miss Molly. This is fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous. Hi, this is Casey Kasem. American Top 40 has moved to a new time. I hope you'll join me this Saturday morning and every Saturday morning at 2. Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio, and here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. I'm coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn dedication.
Yes, sir.
Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week.
Yes, sir.
It's the last goddamn time I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record
yes, sir.
that is that's up tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man, that's not the fun. Because then they get into with David or something about there's a coffee. There ended up being even more. I felt like after that, but
that's what I remember is that. God,
okay.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Either way,
I just have a hard time differentiating between Casey and Walters in the studio. You guys don't hear what happens when the mics are down, but boy, you should hear him like, how come we don't have our fucking news stories together here, guys?
Tempo music when I'm doing a fucking death dedication. You imagine a work environment like that? Because you know that's not the only time he's done. That's like a daily thing with him.
It's always with something like those kind of things. It's always like if it's out there once. It wasn't just one day, it always means that's just the one time someone recorded it or saved it.
It just makes it so special when it's the guy that's And here we go. For Cindy and her dead dog and blah, blah, blah. And this blah, blah. That guy who's like America's favorite.
The voice.
Like the voice. He's just this. You think of him as this perfect gentleman and doing his dedications, long distance dedications, and heartwarming and tear jerking, and that's all. And then these fucking death dedications, and snapping, and get Don on the phone. Can we get Don? On the
That's
phone?
what I was thinking of. Don, yeah, Don on the phone.
He said it in there.
Did he? I must have missed
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Jerry, as long as we're talking to the young people this morning in their canisters and waking mom and dad up and telling them to get to the telephone, there's another character, a cartoon character that I played for the past 18 years on the network and in syndication. How many of you know the show Scooby-Doo?
Never heard of it.
There's a character that I play on that show, the sidekick of Scooby-Doo for the past 17 or 18 years, and his name is Shaggy. And Shaggy would like to say a few words to the young people out there, all right?
Go ahead. Are you Shaggy?
I'm Shaggy.
Go ahead,
Shaggy talks like this. The way he talks, Jer. And he's always talking about his good buddy Scoob, his old friend, his old pal, his old dear buddy. And Shaggy would say right now, not all young children are as fortunate as you are. There are some that aren't. And some of them have muscular dystrophy. And there's one way to make sure that we one day find a cure for it. So just like Scoob would say, that's right, Raggy. I'm saying, as Shaggy, pitch in. Get those dimes and those quarters and those pennies. They add up, and they can all make a big, big difference. Your old pal Shaggy and Scooby-Doo saying, why don't you do it this morning and remind Mom and Dad to get to that phone and make their play.
This is the guy that was on the rant just a minute ago, trying to be all sincere and.
I kind of am glad he's gone now. Maybe he needs to stay gone.
Like how Jerry there was looking really like, okay, well, you're gonna do this.
How do you lose a radio star like him? Like seriously, where could they put him? Where do you? I don't know. It's such a weird story. It has been for a few years now, and because the guy mentally isn't there, he probably has no idea what's going on. All of a sudden, he's in a box being shipped somewhere, and he has no idea why. He's probably confused and lost, and fighting between his family and his bitchy wife. Oh, what a mess! And even with all that, it's still better than those poor girls in Nigeria. No matter what, is it time to just go in there with guns ablazing and wipe some motherfuckers out?
Yes.
Seriously, man. This dude, Boko Haram, who's the leader, how do you say his name? Abu Bakr Shekau. He's the guy that's on the video and thinks he's hot shit. He's running around the desert on horseback with little pea shooters. Is it time to show him what America can really do when they want? And flex a little muscle and whoop a little ass here. I'm tired of this guy showing up on video, talking shit, making demands. I think it's time to just send some people in there and whoop his fucking ass.
Yeah,
seriously.
Absolutely. I mean,
we're starting to hear things like this Nigerian government knew that this kidnapping was coming and did jack shit about it before it happened. So it doesn't surprise me that Good Luck Jonathan might have been in it, the Nigerian leader.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's time to just go in there, whether you do it with a drone, just drone this piece of shit, or just send some of our finest Marines in there and take care of business, because I'm getting tired of watching this piece of shit run his mouth on camera, making demands. He says that these girls will never see the light of day unless his brethren who are incarcerated around the world, unless they're freed. If they're freed, then these girls will. It's like, dude, it doesn't work like that. Don't play those games. Why don't we just tell him, yeah, we'll do that, and then as soon as you show up with the girls, and we'll let your boys out, and then just open up a can on his ass. Seriously, I just don't understand it. These poor parents who are, can you imagine they have almost 300 girls, And these these family parents and whatnot are watching this video of 100 girls trying to identify their daughter to see if she's still alive, praying that she's one of the 100 that have been abducted that they're showing. It's just terrible. And I don't know what you do, but this.
Well, what do they do with that?
These guys are absolute pieces of shit on society. They're doing this all the time. They're literally running amok in this country, all through Africa, Nigeria, just being assholes. They went in recently to another area with an all-boys school or something. I think it was, and literally wiped out 50 boys, beheaded, lit on fire. So these people are just terrorized. They're terrorized by these guys, and I don't know what you do, but it just seems to me like, okay, it's time to just send in some good old U.S. muscle and just whoop some ass.
And it's funny too because their military leaders are claiming that he's been killed like I think 3 different times.
Yeah.
They claim this guy's already been taken out, only to find out nope, he's still alive, kind of thing.
Yeah, they thought recently he was dead.
Yeah, and I think the U.S. might be thinking that because you might be flirting with the holy war thing because this guy is the extreme Islamic backing and the Al Qaeda connections and all that. So if you start with this guy, is it going to unleash a big Al Qaeda thing? But I'm with you. I say go for it.
Yeah. What do you have to lose?
Go in there and clear land and whatnot, and just set the record right. Otherwise, they're just going to keep multiplying and doing this kind of shit.
Yeah. There's recruiting videos that look like rock stars to people that are sympathetic to their extremist views. This latest video, I swear to Almighty Allah, you will not see them again until you release our brothers that you have captured, he warned. In the video, 2 of the girls were singled out for questioning. Why have you become a Muslim? One girl who looked to be in her early teens was asked. The reason why I became a Muslim is because the path we were on is not the right path, the girl says nervously, shifting her body from side to side. As the girls chanted Islamic verses, some clasped their hands together in what appeared to be the Christian style of prayer before quickly turning their palms upward as Muslim worshippers do. Just pathetic, man. Pathetic. And it's...
Well, I
don't know. You can't play that game and fold to them and meet their demands. That isn't going to work.
Why would you want to get? And then, so what? You get the girls back, but you give their guys back that they probably are just going to go
not
do
gonna
it?
Happen.
Right.
Not going to happen.
Right.
You don't. I mean, Timko can tell you. You don't deal with terrorists that way.
Yeah.
You just don't. You don't play that game with them ever.
No.
America's very clear about that.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen, and they know that. But I don't know, man. We hear all about these drones. Why not send a drone in there? Unmanned drone. You don't even have to waste a pilot on it.
Yeah.
Go in there and just light it up.
Well, and we could go forever on it, but the drones, there's always civilians get taken out, by the drones too,
Yeah, you break a few eggs, right? Exactly. Trying to make the perfect omelet every day, you're going to break a few eggs.
But
it's worth it.
When you're dealing in such a horribly politically correct, society like the U.S., we can't have one.
Do it on the sly.
Yeah.
That's why you don't tell people. You go do your shit. You let the military do what they do.
Right.
And we don't need to know about it. That's not our worry.
100%. Don't go on to CNN and say, hey, if you don't in 5 days, if you don't do this, we're coming in.
No.
Say 5 and then go in 2.
I think
it's
insulting to question the military about how they run their shit.
Absolutely.
Let them do their thing, and it's none of anybody else's business.
If somebody gripes about a drone taking a civilian out, send in a second drone to take that person out that griped about it, that kind of thing.
Anyway. Well, we should wrap it up there. Go out on a bummer of a note. Anyway. Oh, wow. But yeah, hey, as we announced earlier, it's a 5-day-a-week show now, so we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll do it again. And thank you all so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Continue to tell people, spread the word as much as we can. And thank you, Eric, Timko, Jay, who's already gone. Thank you guys all for listening. We really appreciate it, and thanks for all the help, guys, putting this thing on and doing the work you do every day. It's awesome, and yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
What?